Boom! This is Realchat by Realking.
And I'm Philosopher's.s.tone.
Yeah, welcome again to another podcast. Another episode. Today we'll talk about fatherhood. What it's like to be a father or a stepfather. Overall, play a father role in the children's lives. So I can talk for myself. Say I'm a father. I'm a father of a 12-year-old son. To be a father kind of challenging sometimes. From baby stages coming up. My son is very, can say, intelligent, smart, bright kid, it's going on, he's going, really great. But basically I'm going in a bag of things. Not only things at school, like, performance academically wise. Yeah. And yeah, I like how I'm going so far at school. And it have a time, it have a challenges, but just deal with it and take it as the day come by as a father. Try to talk to him, tell him the right thing to do and all of that, Try to be a role model to him as well, So yeah.
Well, people, if you want to hear from I introduce myself, Philosopher's to want to hear great silence when I talk about being a father. It's because I'm not a father as yet. I'm what they call in Jamaica a gelding, you see, which means I'm on the truck. Which I'm one of these people that when Father's Day come, I have to hide. You see it? Because I don't have any children as yet. Sometimes, of course I would like to have children in the future, but when I look through my window or over here, the neighbors or them, having rough discussions with their children, and them seem like them I get older, and them ear I get grayer, and them I get balder. I'm done bald already, I'm done grey already. And them I say, boy, if you want to have a youth, you have to stop drinking certain things and stop eating certain things. And so when I see them stress sometimes, I feel like I need to start, them things them I say don't eat, I feel like I have to eat them, or them say don't drink, I have to drink them. So them bag juice and them soda there, because the whole, I see father would look like a stressful thing. So, Realking, you tell me, do I figure that fatherhood has a mixture of stresses and triumphs, right? You have victories and you have things that are, hard as well. What would you consider to be one of the harder parts of fatherhood?
Well, the harder part of fatherhood is when my son sometimes in the listen, sometimes he get up and, and like his mom says something and he's like, he get up and do it anyways. She said, don't go do this, I still go do it. And me she end up call and say, oh, talk to your son, man, go on, now listen to you. So I have to be that part, play that part. Because believe it or not, fatherhood is very, 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 very important in their children's life, because the fact is, we as fathers have to be there to guide them, to make sure they go on the right path so they don't lead astray. So that is my role. You know what it is like to have a father in a child life, because the importance of a father in a child life, it helps them to do the wrong thing, do the wrong thing. So it always keep me on the straight and narrow at all times, Yeah, I'm not perfect, I'm far from perfect, but I grow. I live and I learn how to deal with my son as the time goes, and he's not a hard child to deal with, but I understand him. I know to deal with him. I know to talk to him, for him to understand and get me, Yeah, but as I said, he's a motivator for me, for me to go harder, to become a better person. I definitely have to work. I'm working very hard right now to try to create a generational wealth for him and his other siblings to come. That's not as already here yet, but they'll be in the future, definitely, in the works. Yeah, but for a fact I can tell you that it's not an easy road. But if you want to be a father, it's not it's not 1, 2, 3 for me, but it becomes easier as I get older, though, to be honest. Well, for me, it becomes easier. It's the baby stages and pampers, feeding, wipes, and all that stuff. There's like at the harder part that they're crying in your ears at night and sleepless nights. They know what to sleep at night and sleep at day, and they know what to sleep at night. It's like, there's a whole lot of thing going on there for the first like 2, 3 years. It's kind of a little challenging, but as they start school, basic school, primary school, high school, so on and so forth, it becomes a little easier as the time goes. But the finances definitely. The money to pay the institutions, the book lists, the food to provide, sheltering, clothing, all of these are, take a lot, times, as the cost of getting up more and more every day, and as the years pass, things are getting more expensive and all of that. So yeah, things can be challenging sometimes, but yeah.
So that's all like my fellow girl them then, because you stress this financial thing here, you stress this a lot. So it sound like, because you don't know you're rich and happy already, it's easy You know what I mean? It's easier, as they say, get easier as them get older. You get me? And you mentioned the finances. But what about little girls in them like me and so way? Boy, right now we don't really see the little minimum wage of the system kind of appear right now. We know. So in fact, me curious. Me see a lot of people, a lot of my generals, them have 3 and 4 and 5, and I don't know how they make the minimum wage stretch. You know what I mean? I don't know how they make it happen in a real king.
Yeah.
But them somehow make it happen. You say it's not a difficult child to deal with, right? But what if me go so boom now, me go get a youth and a Dennis, me go get the Dennis the Menace. How me deal with a youth like that now?
Well, I don't know. I don't know what to say to deal with a child like that, but I never had that child. You know, my son is not that child, so I don't know. If I get a child like that, I don't know how I'll deal with him. But I have to try my best to deal with him. I have to deal with him somewhere or another, because he's my child, so nobody else gonna sit with him. I have to deal with him. But if you get a child like that, I can say try to be, try to implement strong disciplines, you know, for him when he do something, like give him a lot of time out and all of that. And I don't know, just figure out punishment. I don't know. I've never been in that situation, so I don't know. I never had it that hard, you know. I know you have terrible tools. What the 2-year-old and tear down everything, climb up everywhere, and all of that. So you have terrible tools. Parents, they know what I'm talking about. So as I said, when I was 3, 4, and so on, it can become easier. But a child who is very hyperactive and very, what we consider rude in Jamaica, definitely can pose a little threat, a little trouble. I know parents have a lot of that to deal with, especially have twin boys. Trust me, it's a handful. 2 of them one time they deal run behind them. Hey, go up there. It kind of can be a little troubling. Kind of set up your parents' blood pressure. So yeah. All right. Basically, I can say about fathers. The father role is very, very, very important in their children's life. And definitely stepfathers. I have to touch a little bit about stepfathers. I don't want to stray too much after what I'm talking about a while ago, but the stepfather definitely is a major factor in a son or a daughter's life. Because a lot of here in Jamaica, a lot of men don't man up to their responsibilities. When they get a woman pregnant, typical Jamaican style, they gone away. Oh, I'm pregnant. Oh, no, my pitney, and then gone. You're back from them. A lot of cases like that happen in Jamaica, and a lot of time women meet men after that, who become stepfather, and they play a better role than even the man, the actual father, the biological father. So stepfather, big up on yourself. Big up the man them who just play a father role. Uncle, so some good uncle, a good uncle here to my son. So big up the uncle them see me. He's so jump up at the chuck. He's so be laugh. At this time definitely people.
Yes,
yeah, man, I work on it because same thing I work on definitely it's very soon. And so I'm gonna be an excellent father. I don't know if you're fucking gonna be the perfect, almost perfect dad. Because nobody's perfect, so I just say, as I said, almost a perfect dad. So I know my brother is gonna be, one of the best, definitely. If you want some points, I can, probably give some advice as well. Yeah, man. So, man, definitely. Big up stepfathers. You have foster father, right? That's what they call it. Yeah, what them do? I don't know foster father do, foster dad or what they want to call it. But I don't know what they man really do. But we know say there's some father part.
They do some father thing.
It was some father thing.
Something like adaptive.
Yeah. Oh, and because the man will adapt kids. Trust me, it's not your sperm, it's not your woman egg. A lot of time, parents who, wife and husband and couples who can't have their own children and adapt other people's kids. I congratulate you guys. It's not an easy task to do, to get up and take on somebody else's responsibility and take that and say you want to give this child or children a good home, a proper place to take, let they grow up and become somebody in society. Which I commend all of those people, foster parents, people who adopt kids. I commend you, and definitely that you guys are doing an excellent job as well too. An ex-doctor, lawyer, an ex-artist, an ex-entertainer, an ex-writer, an ex-social media influencer, an ex-Realking, an ex-philosophers.s.tone, the next person to become somebody good in society who's contributing back to the greater good of the world. You understand?
That sounds good in a Realking.
Yeah.
That sounds good in a woman. I touch on 2 things. One, the next doctor, the next lawyer, the next Realking, the next philosophers.s.tone, the next prime minister, the next president.
Yeah.
But what about the ones that adapt? Or you have your youth, or them have the youth and the youth on the next crop? How that work, or the next bomb, the next Bobo. That's a thing too, you know.
Yeah. To be honest, you guys, everybody not gonna be successful. I already know that. We all know people who are not successful or are not, you know, as contribute as such to society. You know, they can't we call them bums, waste people, waste man, waste woman. You know, we have names that we call them. Everybody not going to be successful, definitely not going to be a part of the greater good and greater part of society. But you know, some people want to live under the radar. Some people don't want to take part in all nothing of this, no social media, no nothing. They just live like just a live, just get up every day and live. Oh, I'm alive, eat, drink, and that's it.
So I want to touch on a thing right here. You say so we are say everybody not gonna be successful, but then an important thing is to understand now who defines this idea of success. Because when we were growing up, you know, they give us this model to live by, and they're like saying, if you're not a doctor, if you're not a lawyer, if you're not a teacher, if you're not a nurse, if you're not a Realking or a Philosopher's stone, that means say you're a waste person.
Yeah.
But who determines that? You know what I mean? Who gives them the right to determine that if you don't have the same set of standards for your life or the same ideas what you define success as, that means something wrong with you. So yeah, you can have, as you mentioned, you can have some people who want to live under the radar for reading a Realking.
Yeah.
And that is quite okay. That is alright, you know, because maybe they're the artsy type. There are many people that we have a lot of things that we create in the world that helps people to channel their energies. So being a lawyer, a doctor, being a social media influencer, these things are ways to channel the energy. But there are some things that have not yet been created to allow people to channel their energy a certain way. And as such, because we do not yet have a way to define these people or to give them a slot to help them to develop themselves, we are going to call them unsuccessful, or we're going to call them cruff, or we're going to call them bums and hobos.
Yes.
They might just not fit the mold. So it's important as yourself as a father and the foster fathers and the adopted fathers and the stepfathers that they help to try to identify the children's talent as early as possible, you know?
Yeah.
Like you are doing for your son, helping to see what his talents are and help him to put him in those places where he can shine the most.
Yeah.
So when I mentioned bums and cruffs and those who are not as successful, it's not even successful. It's understanding that success is not in necessarily the general way that society views it.
Yeah.
But successful is a thing where if you have a goal for yourself and you aim for that and you reach that goal, then that is successful. What do you think, Realking?
Success comes in so many forms. You don't have to be a part of the norm, like a part of the society. Say we must be doctor, lawyer, teacher, principal, firefighter, policeman, policewoman, whatever. We don't have to be none of that because we wanted to become. I remember when we were way younger, we said we want to be doctor or some farmer or something, but life turns out differently. You know, life don't go as the way you planned it. So we are basically becoming social media influencers pretty much. We, on the internet, motivating people to become a better versions of yourself. Basically pretty much that we're doing right now. But I don't know. Kudos to the people who don't want to be a part of this, this whole system. This basically people choose how they want to live their life. When you become an adult, you live your life how you see it fit. So they say you don't want to be a part of this or that, is fine. You don't want to do this, it's fine. It's your life. Nobody can tell you what to do. Pretty much it's up to you what you want to do. You understand? Like me and Philosopher's stone here decide that we want to become something, do something to to help somebody become we don't know what a person going through. So we make videos now to help encourage people to become a better versions of themselves and so on. So I guess we are doing a job. That's our job.
Yeah. Basically,
that's what we're doing right now. But so people don't want. People, it's fine to what they want to do. They want to do what they want to do. It's fine. So I guess people live their life and live it how they see fit. So I guess it works for who it works for.
Yeah, I agree with you in Philosopher's like I love the word name. So you're messing up Realking.
Yeah.
Because when you and I were going to school, right? Social media influencer, Facebooker and TikToker and YouTuber, that was not even a thing.
Yeah.
If you or I told our parents at that time that this is what we wanted to do, them would have given a fine beating. You know what I mean? They would have feel like we don't have an ambition, we are cruff.
Yeah.
Now so many people can actually leave school now and be like, this is what I want to do in my life.
Yeah, YouTuber, because a lot of, really to be honest, a lot of this social media thing, Instagrammer, TikToker, YouTuber, a lot of these people are making the successful ones, definitely. They are making a lot more money than doctors and lawyers per year. Because doctors and lawyers are making 6 figures. Some of these YouTubers are making 7 or 8 figures.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And that
and that's that thing, you know. So a lot of people, young people, want to become YouTubers and influencers and all of that. So, you know, famous, rich and famous, pretty much.
and that you see, and that works again depending on how you define success, because you can be a YouTuber and your idea of success, you know, you have Mr. Beast, and you know Mr. Beast is on a level that when you define success, you're talking about a whole lot of money, a whole lot of influence. But you can be a YouTuber or a TikToker and Instagrammer, and your idea of success is just creating content that you like, just expressing, is a way to express yourself, your creativity, you know. And you're expressing yourself, and maybe you're getting your 5 views and your 10 views and your 100 views, and when you get up, that is your success. That's success for you, you know. It may not be what a Mr. Beast or a PewDiePie or a Darman is looking at, but it may be because they had a different plan. Now, if that is what you want to get to, then you have to create the plans to get there. And then going back to what we're speaking about with fathers, now it'd be good to have a solid father figure. Now, everybody's not going to have that, and so we are going to have to talk about people like role models now. Because not everybody's going to have an adopted father or stuff. Not everybody's going to grow with a father. So sometimes we're not looking to the media to find good role models, and many times it's not even easier to find the good role models. It's not even. It's not even.
Not easy at all. Not easy at all, definitely.
There was a time where you could swear for any pastor and be like, you know, he's a pastor, that means he's gonna be the best role model in the world. And he's an athlete, a pro athlete, so who could be a better role model than a guy that's shooting all of these 3 points and scoring all of these goals? And then you're realizing that many times these people might be good in their professional lives, but when it comes to their personal lives and their own value system, it is not something that you'd want your kids actually adopting. You know? So it's good to look for positive qualities. So the wonderful ladies out there, ladies, I mean, you know what you want. You know, when you're choosing these generals, you know, think a little deeply. You know what I mean, about not just your future, but the future of the child as well. You know, is this someone that will be able to guide my child in the right direction? You know, sometimes the general may be able to provide financially, but how is he providing? I mean, every night he put on a ski mask. I mean, that's his work still, you know. Give me that a field job, you know, because somebody have to do it, because police need somebody to run down. Because that's their job. And law need somebody to represent. So he might be providing financially, and it doesn't matter what he's doing. In terms of, is he selling bottles? Is he a painter? Is he a doctor, lawyer? Is he a conductor? Is he saying bag juice? Bag juice? That's fine, you know. The thing is, is it really teaching the child the value of hard, honest work? You have to look deeply into these things when you're choosing a father figure for your child. And even if you're going to choose an uncle, many ladies have uncles coming around. This guy have many of these children have 10, 20, 30 uncles. Every week there's a new uncle. And if that is the case, please try at least ensure that the uncle is somebody that the child could look up to. If it's even for that one weekend, it's somebody could learn something from that can be applied to his or her life, you know, in a positive manner. Now, Realking, what you think? You want to close off and continue this part?
Probably part 2 for these people, so you have to look out. So this is part 1 on fatherhood, and what it's like to be a father, / stepfather, stop foster father, stop adoptive father, all of these slashes, you know. It's a wide span of conversation we can have around that topic. So definitely we can pick up on part 2. So we'll see you next time. Out.